Hi, this is Maria from the Tarot Shop with a walkthrough on a Lenormand deck called the Bluebird Lenormand. I must say that actually this is our best selling deck by far for the Lenormand, and I think that once we go through this you'll see why. It's very traditional, uses the imagery that was probably relevant to the period of time when Mademoiselle Lenormand herself was roaming around. So you have an imagery that is very relevant to it. It kind of adds a historical element to the cards, the name of it, the number, obviously the playing card equivalent, and these gorgeous little limericks. So for example, this charming woman with flowers in hand, as with the gentleman her cards will command. The fortunes revealed once the cards have been placed, unveil the fate that destiny traced. By US Games. So that's the box. We've got a little book. It's a little booklet. Kind of gives you a little bit, it's written by Stuart Kaplan, and gives you a little bit of information on Mademoiselle Lenormand herself, on how these little cards came into being, so biography of her. Because those of us that know the Lenormand of, as you know, I think we've probably all come to the same conclusion that there is a true amalgamation between her playing cards and or her fortune cards, divination cards, and also the Game of Hope. And then you have a little explanation of each of the cards, and it then goes through some readings, sample reading, and that's how you would lay out the grand tableau. So with Lenormand, as you know, we don't actually ever read a single card. We read them as almost like a sentence, really. And the 29, so because that's the lady, as you know, that was the lady, and that's in the center, so we read the cards around her. Further away, less impact; closer to her, more impact. And Lenormand is very directional. So it just gives you some. So that's the booklet. So let's get straight into the cards. So you've got, I'm actually going to place the box there. I'll put the cards on. So number one, we've got the Cavalier, which we call the rider now. And on each of the little limericks, you can see that it actually does give you the meaning as well. So for example, heed well good news. So we know this is news coming in with the Cavalier, with the rider. The Clover. So this is a little bit of luck. Does it say that? Bits of luck, yes. The Ship. So that's a journey. Sail straight into view. Lined fortunes for you. Should travel with a special friend. Memories unfold for years upon end. Unfurl. Lovely. The Ship. Oh, awesome imagery, because it's so historical, isn't it? You can almost imagine being around during this time. The House, or home. The Tree. Health. We've got the Clouds. We get a bit of going through a bit of a cloudy time. Clouds overhead. And the Snake. Now, actually, when the Lenormand and the Games of Hope were used, these the snakes were significantly an opponent, if you like, really, for your affections. So if you were a woman having a reading and there was a man and the snake was nearby, then you had an opponent. And actually, this does say this poised opponent will bring you to harm, will bring you to harm. So it's a kind of like a lookout. It's a deception in the modern versions. Coffin. Endings, flowers, beauty, happiness, happiness anew. What a gorgeous imagery within. They're just lovely, lovely little cards. The Scythe, just cutting. We call this the Whip in the modern version, so this is birch rod. The birds, oh, they're chattering and gossiping. And the Child. Now this usually means new, so embrace a fresh start in all you do. So they are using the same, well, the modern ones use the same theme as these. Obviously this is where they originated from. The Fox, the deceitful little fox, deception. The Bear, this is power and strength. I believe it says strong and fair at the end. Power to be strong and fair. I always think Mama Bear when I see the bear. Protective, strength. Stars. This is actually the star in the modern cards, and it's navigational, so it's directional, tells you which way you're going. because as I said, we don't read them singularly, we read what the cards that are surrounding. The stork is change. Yep, a stork in range signals change. The dog is loyal friend. The little cavalier, I think, isn't it? And this is the tower. Now, this is easy to remember because it takes time to establish these kind of things. It's an establishment, you see. So when you get this, you'll get something like a school or a college or the medical profession, or it's just something that's been around a very long time, and that's how I kind of remember that. The garden, this is where they used to meet socially, so it's a social gathering. Mountain, you've got to climb over this. And I like these because they're very optimistic. Courage and persistence are all you will need. So even though, yes, you have got a mountain to climb, you will get through it with courage and persistence. So I like the fact that, you know, they're quite optimistic. Now this is called the ways in modern cards. It's the crossroad, and you can, it's the same meaning. You've got to make a decision which way you're going to go. So that's a decision. The mice in the modern versions of Lenormand, they're about stress. So this is the robber mice take your treasure inside the house they steal with pleasure. Hope's not forgone when this card is near. Once the mice are gone, you regain what is dear. So basically it's like losses, small losses, stresses. The heart. Now I particularly like this on these cards because I'm all for self-empowerment, and I believe that love has to start with yourself, and this actually says at the end of it, loving yourself is where it should start. It's lovely. The ring, which is commitment, and this is very directional, and I guess this is how they would have read the grand tableau in the old days, is that the ring to the right, your love is alive, ring to the left and troubles begin. So it's a navigational one as well. The book, private, that always says to me, I always read the book as private, so closed book. Letter, so this is words will be exchanged, and that's in our modern world, that's telephone calls, that's text messages, you know, SMSs or emails, any kind of words. And then you've got two ladies, so you can choose either a young or a more mature. You choose which one you want, and then you discard the other one in the box or keep it in the box for later. Same with the gentleman, you've got two cards against him. It's 38 cards, but actually it's only 36 you'll use. There we go. And it says, yep, the same. Okay. 30 now. This is the lily. This can be, to me, lilies are always about historical. They're very traditional. Lilies are white, green leaves surround. The outlook is bright and passion will abound. When this card rests higher, it means good disposition. When cards resting lower, in a dubious position. I don't think many people would tell you that's what lily means in these days. But that's what it definitely, that's what that limerick is. The sun, happiness. The moon, enlightenment. Great honours are bound to appear. Yeah, because it's like the card, if you get the moon and you want to be recognised for something, then that's good. The key unlocks everything. The fish, this is they use it navigationally in this one again, so money's either going away or coming towards you based on where the querent is. And this is your prosperity, the fish. The anchor, grounding. So when you drop your anchor in the sea, you're not going anywhere, nice and secure and stable. You are secure and content. And then finally we have the cross, which is a burden to bear and overcome. So those are the Bluebird Lenormand. Thank you for your time.